right here where I'm standing, that is exactly where this tree came from. And then just a little to the right is where that tree came from. And since then, we have shaped this thing into a nice, large, looped driveway. We've got 40 foot of culvert here, there's 40 foot of culvert down there. I could go through and explain all of it, or I decided to put all of these into a playlist. We're gonna call this, real fancy here, Camper Pad 1. Yeah, check it out. There's gonna be a playlist. You can watch everything from the beginning. Today, we are starting to truck in some stone. We are once again renting Dirt Perfect's Mack granite triaxle. Somebody asked me how the rent works, our arrangement that we have. So basically, if I have a job where I think I'm gonna need the triaxle to either haul equipment in or haul stone in, I tell Mike where it's at. We have a discussion about the mileage and that type of thing. Hold on, I'm trying to find my, here it is. It's our coolant checker. She's there. And then based on that, he just charges me a per trip fee. I know, super complicated. I just keep track of how many trips I make, and at the end, I pay him the total. Now originally when I was bidding out some jobs, I figured I'd do the trucking. I can do the trucking. It costs the same for me for a customer, whether I truck it or I contract it out to a trucking company. And I thought, well, I'll do the trucking. I can make a little bit each load. What I've come to find out, it's really just not worth it. And today we're doing what I should have done. There's a company contract hauling to the lot. That helps me out in a couple ways. One, it's an hour-and-a-half round trip for me to get to the quarry and back. It's 4 miles from here to the job site. Probably less than that. I'm just guessing if I'm being honest. Two, depending on the weather conditions, like today, I can load the truck as light or as heavy legally. The customer still gets charged the same price, but I have flexibility of what that job site allows me to do. Today we're gonna be running these 23s. The goal is to get 3 loads of 23s in today. And if I'm looking at this pile right, I see 3 loads here. Some of this stuff is for Dirt Perfect. He's got a couple loads of riprap, I believe. The only real con to that is we're locked in on their schedule for trucking and when they can get it here to the lot. So if I wake up and I decide, man, I really need to try to sneak this load in today, well, if they can't haul it, they can't haul it. So that's the only con to it. But overall, I think the pros outweigh that one negative aspect. That's not the controversial part to the people that don't do it. That should just make sense. It's 28 degrees today. It's supposed to be 72 in 3 days. Neat. Shove you guys down here so I can look at something. The brake's not releasing. It's right here. It's frozen up before in the past, and I feel like Mike's winter setting is just to disconnect it. It's like, anyway, I'm gonna set you here so we can see what's going on with it. So it looks like the chamber's working. It's putting pressure on it. It's just not moving. Maybe that's just froze up a little bit. No worries, we got the brake heater 5000 running right now. Got her blanketed up a little bit. Give it some time, but she'll probably pop loose. have a perfectly level spot to dump. It's just a little uneven. So I just raised it up enough, cracked the gate, gave me a little pile. We're gonna try to get 304 started. That thing didn't want to start, but she's running now. Try to get 304 started. Build a little higher on this side, so I got a decent deck to set that truck on. Also got, I don't know if you can see those lines above me, but we gotta kind of, you know, not hit those. These are 22s, by the way. It's 2s mixed with some smaller stuff, works fairly well. What we brought in was 53s the other day. Sure, I'm clear of those lines. Normally we'd pull forward and give the gate a slam, but we don't have a whole lot of forward today. No, not a whole lot at all. Okay. So some of this spreading, we'll use excavator, some of it we'll use a skid steer. This is too steep downhill with that skid steer. If you ever ran a skid steer with a heavy load in the bucket and then you go to raise that load to dump it, it goes up on those front wheels, at least a wheeled one does. And you know, you can have some issues with that. So we're just gonna broadcast it and then blade it downhill. Gravity on our side for this section. I know how a lot of people would like to do it, but we're not risking the truck today. No spreading, not on this one. A lot of people that watch live videos say just spread it, that's the fastest way. It is if conditions are right. This is definitely not right conditions. I can see me just taking off down that clay slime. Splash, you know what I mean? Nothing good happening there. Keep in mind, we're already saving an hour and a half by not having to go to the quarry, so time's on our side, really. I don't feel like trying to spread, save myself 20 minutes worth of time and then cost myself 5 hours because, you know, the truck's in the pond. It's probably gonna be more than 5 hours, honestly. Froze up on me again. Second load's on. We're just gonna do the old wintertime conversion now. Just need to put this pin somewhere. So that was. We're gonna try the skid steer on this one. I think we're past the steep part that where we'll be dumping. It'll be survivable. cannot emphasize how much I hate the winter. I don't understand what's happening right now. All right, let's do this. I'll come back tomorrow with a jump pack or something, but today, let's get this pile busted out. We'll go that way with it since it's closer. Then we can at least get the third one delivered. We'll bring a jump pack next day. It's supposed to be a lot warmer next day too. Then we can probably get the skid steer going. I gotta move his dozer. If there's one stretch I feel okay attempting a back spread, it's this stretch right here. This would be about the only spot. You guys are the don't go any further. Let me get my chain set and we'll see what happens. Well, that didn't work, did it? Told you I'm not very good at back spreading. Chains are a little loose. We'll take 2 off, we'll grade that out, we'll try it again. Well, I spread forwards a heck of a lot better than I spread backwards, that's for sure. We started getting too tilty going back, and I kind of got to get out of here. So we're just, if you're wondering why you're staring at that D4, well, I'm not busting it out with the D4. I had blades too wide. It'll just shove too much stone off the road for me. Now down in the parking area, it might be something we can utilize, but up here it's just a touch too wide. So we'll just deal with the blade on the 304. It'll work fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's just fine. It's fine. Calm. Look. It's fine. This is trip 4. I keep calling these loads. The billable loads, that's what's sitting in the lot. There's 5 of those sitting there. There were 5 of those sitting there. But since we're loading light, 1, those came in on quads, and this is a try. And 2, we're loading light. I need to start telling you that these are trips. That's trip 4, not load 4. Load 4 is still sitting in the lot. I'm hoping with the warmer temperatures, this thing will just fire off for us. If not, I brought some jumper cables in the dump truck. Oh man. It's gonna go. It's gonna do it. Yeah, no, it's not gonna do it. Daggone it. We're gonna let that charge for a little bit while we're waiting. No sense wasting the time. We'll do a little work on the 304. So the bank you're looking at, we need to do a little dress-up work on this. Plan on doing this part Thursday and Friday, getting everything done and seeded and strawed. We're gonna bring the ruckus rake up and try to run it on our skid steer. Mike and I were talking about it. We're pretty sure it's gonna work, but I can't run the rake on these steeper sections, obviously, so We're gonna church these up the best we can with the bucket. And that'll be that. We can throw everything up top. I can lose it up top pretty easily. And then we can kind of grind those clumps up with that ruckus rake on the top side. People say, what's something you think you might buy to make your life a little easier in the future as we do these jobs? Hydraulic tilt bucket for this mini would be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Kind of pulled that up and piled it up here, let it dry in the beautiful sunshine. A little bit more than that way when we bring the ruckus rake down, should bust up real nice. We can take it a little bit over the bank and kind of clean the edge of that bank up. But for now, that's what we're doing. Just some productive time killing. Oh, easy now, easy. She's got the power. Careful, careful, gentle. We got it. Try back spreading this next section here. It's somewhat decent. It may end up just same as the other one, but we'll give it a go. We just matched lengths. 1, 2, 3, 4. That sets how far open that gate is allowed to come. The gate's kind of loaded as it is, but we'll raise up a little bit. We want to get the gate loaded just a little bit, then we pop it, and we try to drive nice, smooth control on the way back and hope for the best. It's a lot easier when you're going forwards. I don't know why. I honestly think it's just a mindset thing, because you're doing the exact same thing, you're just in reverse. So I don't know why it's so much easier going forwards. The one thing about when you're back spreading is if it comes out of the box uneven, if there's a line ball or a chunk of line that's hardened up and it catches on that left side, and then the stone only comes out the right side, well then that can kick the truck kind of left or right. When you're driving forward, you don't really have to contend with that, but maybe that's what the tricky part is. Either way, we're gonna give her a go. Man, this dirt's decent. I'm tempted to just back down and spread on the way out. Let's call that good there. Tried to leave myself a little bit in a pile here so I could play with this corner a little bit, yet to determine if that was the right move or not. But we'll get this busted out with the 304 and we'll get some more stone. You know, we're just trucking stone. One thing I gotta keep an eye on, my bed wasn't latching all the way. If you can look in there. But the fines from that stone gets caught on that little lip, doesn't let the gate shut. So we're gonna raise that up and scrape it off. Clutch. PTO. Up we go. Beautiful. Beautiful enough. So we end up backing down this road every time. We all saw it happen when I tried to turn around in the driveway. So we're not doing that anymore. Not until we get a full circle. Sure, lights coming up behind us. First gear. Reverse would help. Tag axle automatically picks up as soon as we go in reverse. Lift axle, push axle. I don't care what you call it. It does the same thing regardless of your feelings. I'll tell you that. Either way, it automatically raises in reverse, and then we back, I don't know, 1.5 miles, 2 miles down the road. It's not too bad. There's some blind spots, but I don't know if you know this about blind spots. They exist in forwards and reverse. It's not like a matrix thing. They're there all the time. But we just keep her somewhat slow. That way, if someone comes flying around the corner, hopefully the impact's not quite as hard. People do haul. They absolutely haul down this road for some reason. Blind spots and all. Most of them are out-of-towners. We have a lot of out-of-town hunters right now. There's Michigan plates, Tennessee plates, all the same places that my buddies go on vacation and travel to hunt. They're down here hunting, so I don't know. Don't know what that's about. Couldn't tell you. We will go to low. Here's some options. We go to that one. It's there. There it is. We go to reverse. Make sure I'm looking at what my mirror's looking at. There it goes. And then we just go and we don't let off. Just corner, just dump it down there. I did take my spreader chains off. That's a mistake you'll only make 7 times. We're just dumping this one, but I will run it out just a little bit. Beautiful. Got to figure out how to make this phone call. I measured this area down here. If I'm looking at it right, which my confidence is a little shook the way the math came out, but it looks like 9 more loads, which was the bid for the original thing, 9 loads. So I'm basically doubling his stone cost. That's not something I'm super excited about. I want to make sure, I'm gonna run this one more time. I don't want to come back for a 3rd time and say we need more stone, so I don't want to come back for a 2nd time and say it, but we got to get it right. Otherwise, what's the point of doing the daggone thing? We're gonna make a video when this whole job's done of all the lessons learned about bidding, because this is the first time I bid a project this size. And then, can you even see me? Sorry about the silhouette. And then we're gonna do a podcast with Dirt Perfect on his channel about the whole process with his take from it as well. So if you're trying to learn like I am, we've got some information coming your way. Oh God. Free spools. The Admiral sent me a thing for free wire spools, like the big ones. Y'all wonder why I can't finish any projects. Okay, that was a good distraction. Hey, what's going on? You got a quick minute? Okay. Hey, on this campsite down here, I was pretty far off on my stone estimate. It looks like we'll probably need an additional 10 loads. That hurts so bad. I didn't like that at all. We're gonna add on lessons learned. Let's just go high in the future. You know, it's a lot easier to say good news. Didn't take all the loads that we thought than it is to do that. Oh God. I'm gonna need a minute from that. Here's what we're looking like on the top side. Width is looking perfect. Next video, we'll bring the road drag down. We'll truss up these edges, run the middle, and then roll it with the smooth drum roller we got. We'll be coming down this way. Now, when we bring more stone in, it gets a little wider out that way. You can see where the ditch work is. This will kind of be the inside so that you can swing, truck wide, camper tires over on this side probably. You can just come on right around down to the pad. This will get a little bit more stone right on that corner, like so. Be able to swing around. Plenty of trailer tail space behind you. Right on around. And we get the rest of the stone. This will all be filled in, obviously. Up to about where the skid steer's at, backed in. Beautiful. Look at this. That's all Hoosier National Forest over there. That's all Hoosier National Forest. Just this cozy, private little spot with all National Forest around you. Pretty sweet setup. And then remember, we're building this out wide, so whenever coming out of here, you can swing wide with the truck. Nose on around. That stone will come out right through there. I think that's showing up on the camera right. Trailer out and around. There's a plan for the additional stone. That's a pretty big money hit. Wasn't a super good feeling having to do that, but conversation went well and there's a plan for it, so that should work out. I'm curious, it's gonna be 10 more loads of stone. Where you were at, either you own an excavation company and someone's hired you to do 10 loads of stone and spreading that 10 loads of stone, how much are you charging? Or if you had somebody do that, how much would you be paying for it? I'm just put that in the comments. I'm just curious where I'm at. I feel like I'm very fair on it. But I'd like, and to put where you're at too. That plays a big part in it. That plays a big part in it. If you're building a camping pad on the moon, it's gonna be pretty expensive. By the way, don't forget, we do have merch for sale again. I've been getting some good feedback from people, so it looks like it's working out well. I'll put a link in the description. You can check that out. Next video, we will be back on this, and it will be all the polish up work. That hill isn't that big. We're gonna get the 955. We're gonna get the road drag. We're gonna get the ruckus rake and try that on the skid steer. We're gonna try to get the dozer trucked out. Maybe the mini trucked out, probably not, but maybe everything's seed installed. That's the goal. When we leave at the end of this week, this thing is done. We're gonna pull a triaxle out on the road here because we've done enough work that we can actually do that, and that's pretty cool. Looking right. Looking as right as we can. Yeah, no one's got it. Okay. Oh no, it's there somewhere.